Good afternoon, Taurus. How are you? This is your this is an overall reading for the month of July. So hot today. Speaking of heat and fire, it looks like you guys are gonna have been and will continue to be getting your butts kicked by Mars retrograde. The best thing to do, just to say this off the top, to get through it is I wouldn't make for the whole summer. Just don't be making any impulsive decisions, or don't, Mars and Aries energy is all about, war, confrontation, getting what you want, assertiveness. But the way that it's placed and the other planets that it's affecting, it's also, you'll be feeling like that, but then not wanting to react in fear of consequences. So it will have you in a place of being stuck. And this is like the whole ways around. And, with, like spiritually, emotionally, and mentally. So just watch that. You might want to dig into a little bit of how Mars retrograde affects Taurus. Besides Mars, in the month of July, it looks like Venus and Neptune will also have an impact on, Venus is the ruler of your planet, and then Neptune is the ruler of Pisces planet. So again, emphasizing on indecision, especially in the emotional realm, mental as well. Try to stay in touch with your senses, your sensuality. You guys are the more sensual of the zodiac. And that should keep you grounded while you go through, this experience. Pay attention to your senses. You may be affected by, and this is like in relationships or family member, a relationship with a Cancer can possibly suffer behind this whole thing. So, if you have a partner or a child or whatever, just again, try to stay grounded and recognize that, whatever adversity you're having, the alignment of the planets has a lot to do with it. The overall energy is indecision. I use my intuition in all aspects of life. The advice is balance. I bring a state of perfect harmony into my world, and I do so without judgment. The outcome, worry. I'm learning that worry doesn't change an outcome. So again, remember to stay using your senses and your intuition will keep you grounded in a state of, balance. Try not to be at either extreme. I don't think, this Mars in retrograde will, it's going to fight you. The pull and the energy of the planet is going to fight with you wanting to find that balance. But, the antidote to that is always meditating and praying and surrendering. That's how you get through it. I spoke earlier about not really making decisions like either way. Because I feel like the universe is going to be making some necessary decisions for you. So it is, keep in mind that, whatever's going on with you this month, you have to learn, it's about going with the flow instead of fighting against it. That's how you also curb like worry and anxiety, indecision and imbalance. Accepting that whatever changes the universe is trying to make for you is for your own, it's for the better. And finding the lesson in whatever it is that you lose or what you go through. Finding the positive in it. I heard once somebody said, like, when you go through like trials and tribulations, instead of looking at it like as a punishment from God or from the universe, look at it as it's his way of trying to draw you closer to him. Because when you're going through shit, you can call somebody up and talk to them about it. You can cry about it. You can ask people's advice and opinion, but really none of that is going to make you feel better. What's going to make you feel better is praying and meditating about it and surrendering it and accepting that in life we have these cycles that we go through. Some of them, are going to be a little uncomfortable, but it's all part of a bigger plan. So you just go with the flow. If you can remain positive while you go through if you have a tower moment, this is not for everybody, it just may be for some people, but if you have any tower moments, or if you've went through that already and you remain positive and you learn the lessons that you were supposed to, in the end, the universe is going to grant you a gift, a wish. So you can look at it from that perspective too. We have to sacrifice in order to get something. You have to give something. That's how, that works. You can't expect to get and you're not willing to give anything up in return. Moderation, balance, and patience will be the key to your success in July. And focus on the more positive of what's happening in your life, because you will have, it's not all going to be bad. You may just have a few things here and there, a few little situations, but nothing is unsurmountable. So focus on the good things that you have going on this month. Pay attention to the positive energy that people are bringing to you, old or new. You have like all this lot of fire sign energy. So curb impulsiveness, curb assertiveness, stay tempered, stay in the middle space. It's possible that emotionally and on the emotional and spiritual level, well, let's just say in the love department, one of the you could have just went through this, or you could be about to go through this. I almost feel like it might have either just real recent this is happening, or like in the next week or so it's gonna happen. But you maybe like in a karmic relationship, and you're getting like the tower. That may be one of the towers. It doesn't necessarily mean that like the karmic relationship is ending. Maybe you thought like this person was a soulmate, or you're gonna realize, maybe that's what it is, you're gonna realize that it's not. And it doesn't mean that it's gonna come to an end. I think it's going to, this Mars in retrograde, for whatever you could also, this could be like maybe an Aries or a Cancer, or maybe even any fire sign really. I feel like there's like this fly buzzing around. It's bothering me. I apologize. Okay, so I feel like your relationship could either go through like some type of tower moment, but it's just for like shedding the negative and the old so that the new can be rebuilt. So that's why it's important again for you to not make any decisions or choices unless the universe is making them for you. And if you can't tell the difference, I mean, meditate about it. But because I think that there's just going to be like confrontations and misunderstandings, but it'll be cleared up. It's not anything that, I don't think it's anything that is going to be permanent or too negative, unless that is what what your fate is with this situation or this person. Financially, or like work and financially, I feel like I don't think you'll be having so many problems with that. If you were, it looks like you may have, put the work in, and you should be seeing the results. If you're not seeing them already, you'll be comfortable. This is not doesn't look like it's an area that is affecting, that Mars retrograde is not affecting your financial area. If anything, it may be helping if you've been too preoccupied with like your mental, your emotional and all that. This is gonna allow you to take the focus off of that and maybe put it into your financial. And the end result, it looks like you'll be content. Content is different for everybody. It doesn't mean, riches or just content. You have enough. You're satisfied. You're not starving. Happy. I picked this out, this is more of like in the mental category. And I really I don't feel like anything, like I said, I just think that you will be having these tower moments and these Ten of Swords moments, but this is not permanent. This is like a reshedding. Now I know that usually the death card would come up for that, but different cards mean different things for different situations. When I put the cards all together, like I said, and it's very well possible that you thought maybe somebody like a fire sign or a Cancer was a soulmate, and that's, you're coming to the realization of that. Or maybe you were betrayed by one, and the universe is gonna show you what is really going on so that you can move on. And of course, situations like that are painful, but you get over them and you get through them and you learn the lesson and you take it with you. Still, don't make any impulsive or sudden decisions. Just go with the flow. And at the end of the month, if you have it, if you're given a sign and you have it in you and your intuition is telling you to go, then maybe then go. Or do whatever it is, that you feel like you want to do as far as like relationships and stuff like that. if recently, like, you know, you were going through some rough times and stuff, I feel like you're coming out of that, because you also got the Ten of Cups. So you know, definitely, you know, some cycle stuff going on. But that, you know, that's always good. Like, you know, getting rid of the things that are not serving you, you know, making room for the new. That's how I try to look at it. So just keep in mind, that Mars retrograde. Surrender. So I'm just going to pull out a few cards for messages. So this is the surrender card. I can release my need to control. It's not a time for you to really make any moves. You know, it's a time to surrender and wait it out. The angels are saying no need to worry and remain positive. Now, this card is about winter. It's the winter card, and it's about reflection, transition, and release. This card is asking you to take a moment to retreat inside to discover the truth about the matter at hand and what steps you need to take. Do not move into action. It is time to draw your energies inward for introspection and reflection. Keep any plans or projects you are thinking about on the shelf. Winter heralds the dying off of that which does not serve you. The leaves of a tree are shed in order to make room for spring's buds. You too need this rest time to release the old. With this release, you allow the new to bloom when the timing is right. Enjoy a life review. Reflect back on your past to appreciate the lessons you gained. So I hope this message resonates with you, or just even helps you out in some type of way. If it does, hit the like and subscribe button. Maybe it's a message for a friend or a family member or something like that. Till next time, take care.